like I say, this is really interesting. You've provoked me here to need to sort of sort these things out and think about them. So you've provoked me to consider this.
All right, 16.
I'm
I
waiting till we
get,
get to 20.
oh yeah, you're gonna love 20. 20 is probably gonna be the shortest episode. So we'll have to fill it in with some other
Yeah,
stuff.
okay. Well, I'll laugh for a while.
Okay. All right, 16. I give all claims the benefit of the doubt when I first encounter them.
Oh, it's generally, yeah, on the very first hearing, I'll listen to it and just hear it. Yeah. I mean, I got to hear it before I can have some opinion about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that seems, read it again. What's the,
I give all claims the benefit of the doubt when I first encounter them.
yeah, for the first 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. That
How,
sounds reasonable to me. What do you think about that?
um, I that's my aspiration. I guess to be honest, I can't say that I do, but I want to.
Yeah.
I
Well, not,
aspire
yeah.
to.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. If I don't like the look on the guy's face, you know, or there are other factors, involved here. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, or the tone of voice, or all sorts of other things are coming into this. So I might not be able to really do that all the time, but
Hmm.
generally speaking, I think that's to my advantage to just hear them accurately.
Right.
You know.
Well, it kind of goes back to what you were saying about, the Christians might be right. You give that claim the benefit of the doubt.
Well, not much of a doubt. Not much. Like I say, I don't. If I was a betting person,
Hmm.
that's a long bet, man.
Uh-huh. So what do you use to um determine that dismissing a claim is the best thing to do? Like,
Uh,
how do you how do you how do you decide when to keep giving it the benefit of the doubt and when to not give it the benefit of the doubt anymore?
well, once they've laid out their position. Well, of course, the five stupidities of English are fundamental to me, and reifications. So, I mean, when I've heard what they've had to say, and if I hear a whole bunch of reifications, then I'm already getting nervous.
It's
you
a
know,
red flag.
yeah, and then if in and there are particular reifications that I would then ask, or I might after hearing it just realize, well, they may have some sense of what they're talking about, but the language they're using to talk to me isn't helping.
Hmm.
So
So
if
you want to get like clarification and
yeah,
stuff, or
so I might, and then again depends on how cute they are, or a number of other factors. You know,
how the claim is being presented.
yeah, there's all sorts of other factors involved here, but so clarifying some of the abstractions they're using is a good place to start.
Hmm. Defining terms, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
if it's not clear to me, I mean, after I've heard what they've said, and it's not obviously clear what their claim is, then I need some clarification.
Hmm. Yeah. And then you can go from there
Yeah,
based on your understanding of the clarification you had.
yeah, yeah, and all the other stuff. I mean, if it's well, like most of the stuff I do these days is audio only, but I get a lot out of the voice. I don't need
Hmm.
to look at the person, but especially if you're in someone's physical presence, then there's all sorts of other things going on that you know.
Right. Body language and
Yeah,
how
yeah,
they're
yeah,
reacting to
yeah,
things.
yeah. And
Yeah,
again,
and some of that stuff's like things that they're doing that they don't realize that they're doing, like crossing their arms and,
yeah, yeah, all that, the body postures, those facial,
hmm
yeah, all sorts of stuff that's there. But actually, I don't really find any of that necessary. I'm really just quite happy to do audio with people. I've been fooled before. But I've learned from those situations.
you've got a lot of practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy I remember, a really life changing moment for me. When I first started podcasting, this was back in like 2008, maybe, or something like, or earlier even. I'm not quite sure. But a guy uh, came on 2 or 3 times within a period of a week, and we had long discussions. And he was really an interesting guy, and we were doing really well. And then I don't remember whether it was the third or the fourth talk, he just sabotaged me. He had been taking notes on everything I'd said and turned me into a kind of fucking Nazi.
Oh,
He started quoting things I had said, which in fact I did say. But he, I mean, he was so, I thought this guy was my best friend.
oh,
And he'd been just there setting me up for like 3 or 4 hours over several conversations, setting me up to come back and just kill me.
hmm.
And that was such a shock to me because I had just totally missed it, you know. And I mean, it'd be fun to go back to that nowadays because, but I was naive back then, and he just caught me off guard and just totally blew me away.
So it's like taking stuff out of context or
Well, it's hard. Yeah, yeah. Basically, certain things I'd said,
hmm
and then he's interpreting them. I've got recordings of them. I haven't. I should. I don't know where they are now. I mean, but I know I have them, and that would be really interesting to go back and listen to those because he really nailed me.
why would he want to do that?
Oh well, who knows why? Because he's just a brain damaged language monkey with nothing better to do. you know that's probably how he gets off, is doing stuff like that. He probably was quite pleased with himself.
Huh. Sounds like quite a betrayal
Well,
of
that's what it
like
felt like.
your
Yeah,
friendship.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, I thought, yeah, when he came back, I thought, oh good, here he is again. We can, and he was asking all sorts of questions, and I was just blathering away.
Huh. Do you think that you'd be better at spotting that again if it happened?
um I'm not sure. Well, I guess it'd be interesting to listen to that again. um No, I don't think. I don't think I. He was, if he was as skilled as he appeared to be, I think
Mhm.
I'd get taken in by that. But when he came back with an attack, I think I would have handled it much differently.
Oh, the response to after you found out that
Yeah,
he was not being, yeah, okay.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I would. It wouldn't. I mean, it was pretty traumatic
Yeah, I
for
bet.
at the moment. But now
That sounds
there wouldn't be.
awful.
Yeah, it was. It was like I say, I had this really warm, fuzzy feeling, and having another good conversation, and bang, you know.
Yeah.
But there wouldn't be any trauma on this part. I mean, now the minute I'm aware that somebody's trying to get one up on me, I become real clear and calm
Mm. Hmm.
because, yeah, it's just real easy for me to. So I would have handled it entirely differently these days than I did back then. I didn't handle it well. I don't know how I handle it because I don't really remember now. But the whole idea of trying to locate those recordings strikes me as something for somebody else to do someday after I'm dead, because
Hmm.
I don't have any idea how to find those recordings.
Well, I hope I hope you don't think I'm doing
Well, you've
that.
been putting a lot of energy into this. Yeah.
No, I don't know how I could assure you, but
Well,
you'll
it
just
doesn't
have to.
make any difference. Like I say, I can handle these things these days. It
Okay.
would be it would almost be fun if you did try to do something like that.
Mm,
Because like I say, that would be real interesting.
yeah, yeah. I don't like. It seems like such a waste of time though to do
Well, yeah,
like
he
what's the
spent. Oh,
purpose?
yeah, for what? Just so he
Yeah,
could get up on me? Who the fuck am I? What does he care about me? The whole thing is ridiculous.
yeah. Hmm. Well, that sucks that that happened.
Well, it was like I say, it was a good lesson for me. I don't resent it at all. It was a real eye opener, as to
Mm,
how naive I was, and I didn't know how to handle it when it showed up. I mean, I
mm,
actually I don't know how I handled it. I don't remember, but I remember the discomfort that I was
mm.
experiencing at the time. I mean, I was really nailed, and it was.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you because you were talking about being able to kind of pick up on uh, body language without being in the same room. Like,
Well, no, I
be,
don't. No, I don't pick up on body language, but I get the rhythm of their speech, the pace of it, the energy of it.
that's what I was kind of getting at. Like,
Okay, yeah.
like the body language. Would you call it audio language?
Well, I
Maybe
don't know,
like,
but all of the aspects of voice, there's
yeah.
a number of dimensions here.
I I was curious if you could share any tips on um like stuff that you're able to pick up on with just audio that I could maybe learn from. Like,
Mm.
for example, like if we were in the same room and we were face to face, I could tell that you might be getting uncomfortable if you kind of move away and cross your arms, and
Yeah.
is there anything like that in audio terms that I could learn from you
Mm.
with your practice and experience, that you could maybe
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Because I think I'm really good at that, but nobody's ever asked me that question before, so I haven't actually sorted it out.
okay.
When I'm talking with someone, I just get a sense, out of all of this, that something I don't like the way this is working here, and I don't really. I don't know what it is actually. That's a great question. That would be worth my time, I think, to try to sort through some of this stuff and figure out what it is, because it happens a lot. I mean, I've been on Clubhouse for a year, had a lot of conversations with people, and sometimes within a minute, I know that I don't want to continue with this.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
would like to check in with you, you know, in a month or a year or whatever, and see if you have any more thoughts on that, because that would really help me out.
yeah,
Uh, in my discussions, it really is important to me to make sure that the person I'm speaking with, like we're both like on the
yeah,
same
yeah.
page,
Well, I'll tell
and
you one of the things.
consenting.
One of the things I notice is an abundance of reifications. So,
Uh-huh.
so that their talk is so abstract that I don't really know what the hell they're talking about.
So the words that they choose to use.
Yeah. Well, not that
Uh-huh.
they choose to use the words that are coming out of their mouth. They're not thinking
Right, right.
these
I
words
see. Yeah.
consciously. But
Got
yeah,
it.
if I'm getting just lots of abstract, high phrased things, and if I can't get them to define these things in more concrete terms, and then I get this sense that they're just locked into some story, and it's not hooked up to anything other than the story. It's just a bunch of. So that's one thing, and this
Uh-huh.
this doesn't mean, and this is completely separate from the idea that this guy was trying to nail me. You know,
Right. No, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they are. This isn't that they're coming in with negative things, but that the question then becomes, can I get them down to some more real level that we can talk about? Because if we can't, then there's no point in going on with the conversation if it's just going to
Right.
go around at these high levels of abstraction, and I can't get it down to anything more real. Then I lose interest.
Right. You'd rather talk to somebody that you can kind of
Get
make
real with,
progress with
yeah,
or
right,
get some kind of understanding. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that happens quite a bit. You know, is it just? I mean, there are a few people, you know, that I start off with that impressed me in the beginning because they're clearly, this often is quite intelligent people too, you know, and sometimes I'm impressed by the way people talk and the big words they use and everything and the citations of the books they've read. But after a while, it begins to get apparent to me that, you know, all this stuff is just words about words about words about words, and
Yeah.
it doesn't, you know, hook up to the road anywhere. You know.
It reminds me of the people that have the big bookcase full of books behind them in a Zoom meeting. Like
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me of that image.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned energy, like um when you say you can tell the energy, is that kind of what you mean by using reifications?
No, no, no. Just the energy in the voice. You know, whether they're talking really slow and sort of quiet, and they're not really very excited about anything. You know, uh,
Okay.
I'm just, yeah. I mean, that's just a simple. That's just one aspect of what I pick up on. You know, is the level of energy in their voice.
And so what does that tell you
Oh,
about
I have no
what?
idea.
Oh, okay, okay.
It just gets factored in with all the other stuff. You know. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that might be a problem, or it might not be a problem. You know,
Okay.
like I say, there are a bunch of things, and no one of them is a determiner. I think it's way. Like I say, this is really interesting. You've provoked me here to need to sort of sort these things out because and think about them. So you've provoked me to consider this.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, um, if you think about it later on, I'd be really interested in what you would have to say about that
Yeah.
after
Well,
thinking about it.
listen, we can have more conversations even when we finish these 24.
Oh,
And
sure,
and,
absolutely. I plan
and
to.
yeah, so you can keep bugging me about it. That would be my advice to you.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'll come into your
because
rooms
when
and
we're
say,
done here, you know,
yeah,
whether I'm actually going to sit down and make a list of all these parameters, that may not happen. You
yeah.
know,
No, that's
I'm
cool.
I'm I'm
I won't hold you to it.
yeah,
I'll
but
come
if
into your
but
rooms and mention it once in a
and
while, maybe.
yeah, yeah, that would be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I really do think it'd be worth my while to sort some of this stuff out because it's been important for me and it
Uh-huh.
works, and but I don't, you know, like I say, I don't really know how it works.
Another thing that we could do, and this may take too much energy, I don't know, but if 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 in the future you're in a room and the replays are on, and it's a clear example of what you're talking about that you could
Mm.
share with me, you could just say, hey, this replay when when this specific person was talking, this is what I'm talking about when I'm
Yeah,
picking up on like audio body language
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever you
Well,
want to
there's
call it.
one happened quite recently. A guy I've had a number of conversations with, and I was quite impressed with the first two times I talked with him. But over the last four or five times I've talked with him, I've decided I'm not interested in talking with him anymore.
Hmm.
Um, and I can't remember his name right now. Um, and
What
I
happened? Uh, If
oh
you
oh
care to share,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to.
Well, it's just all a bunch of abstract, metaphysical, philosophical ambiguity that just goes around and around and around And like I say, when I first talked to him, I was impressed.
Hmm.
But after a while, it just is more of the same stuff all the time. It never seems to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And
It's all frosting and no cake. All
well,
hat and no cattle. That's what we used to say.